welcome back to Slatecraft. This is episode 7. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. As you guys know, I am Teddy, and this is our little start on Babylon. And as you can see, I've been busy between episodes. We've actually got our first 2 pillars in for the next level. And if we come up here, you'll see I've got the entire floor in place. I have also put in all the base platforms for all of our pillars. I did these 2 simply because I wanted to see what they look like, because I think they look really quite cool, and I wanted to see if the style I'm going with actually fits the build, and I think this guy's fits really nice. Now let me know down below if you think they look good as well. I am going to attempt to get some more of these in place in today's episode, hoping probably to get all of them in, and I've even put an extra 4 in the middle here. And another thing I've been doing between episodes, if we just quickly grab our rockets and fly over to our desert temple, is we've got a few more villages in place. We have got now 6 potato villages. Now, I call them potato villages because every single one of these dudes trades potatoes at a different number for trades. And they all sell me golden carrots in return. So, guess what Teddy is going to be selling in his first shop? Yep, you got it. We're going to do golden potatoes. Golden potatoes? That's a new one. Golden carrots. That's the one. So, what we're going to need to do is we're going to go over there. We're going to have to harvest our potato farm. And I'm going to do that in the form of a time lapse because it's massive. And I want to see just how many we get out of a single harvest of our farm. So, I will see you guys after the time lapse. Okay, guys, as you saw from that time lapse, we got nearly 2 double chests of potatoes just from that single harvest. Now, that is an insane amount, and these are already fully grown again. That's insane. That's how long it took me to do it. It took me a lot longer to harvest that than I thought it would. And I kind of wish poisonous potatoes were useful because we got quite a few of those as well. I just left them despawn over there. Anyway, what we're going to do now, we're going to grab a massive pocket full. Hello? What? Why? Hello? What? Where did you come from? As if he bringer of death? Where did you come from? Like, how did you track me from outside? There's no way in here you spawned. Nowhere. There's lights on every single top half slab. The rest of it's farmland. You must have spawned outside and tracked in. That's insane. You shouldn't be able to do that. Anyway, grabbing potatoes, going over to our villagers, and just seeing how much we can trade. I might have to actually grab myself a shulker box or 2 to do this slightly more efficiently. Ow. Okay, so we traded a full inventory of potatoes, and we got as far as this guy, and we got about 2 trades out of him. Oh, we got 4 trades out of him to get 16 trades per villager. So yeah, it's gonna be a case that we have to get shulker boxes and bring shulker boxes of potatoes over here to actually do this. But on the plus side, these guys are getting closer and closer. This guy already sells me carrots. This guy sells me carrots, and so on and so forth. This guy's nearly in a position to sell me carrots, which is nice. It does sound suspicious to you. Interesting. But we of course sell melons and pumpkins, which is why we got that farm in place. So what we're going to do is we're going to go find some melons and pumpkins and more potatoes and some shulker boxes, and we're going to trade up with all these guys. Get ourselves some emeralds together. And you guys are probably thinking, Teddy, what do you need all these emeralds for? Well, eventually I want a beacon. And I like beacons made of emeralds because they look cool. So, we're going to get an emerald beacon. And yes, I have got a pillager's outpost over that way somewhere. And yes, I can make a raid farm. But the problem is at the moment, the XP looting raid farms are really not working too well. The Ravagers don't seem to think water applies to them anymore. So, having to put them in a water stream, to drop them into a chute, to kill them that way is kind of a pain. So I'm in the process of coming up with a new design for a raid farm, which is literally they spawn in, they drop, they die. Like that. That is the plan. And once I get a design in place for that, we will be building a raid farm. But till then, we're just going to have to use villager trading to get our emeralds together. But on the plus side, it also means we can get many, many, many things. Like, we got our arrow dudes over behind me there that sell weakness arrows and healing arrows. And the healing arrows are going to be very handy when we come and fight the wither. So, anyway, that's enough of me chit-chatting. Let me get on with this. I'm going to get potatoes, melons, pumpkins, all that good stuff. Get some trading done. And I'll come back to you guys after I've done a bit of that. Okay, after spending a little bit of time doing some trading, we have got through a full shulker box and a bit of potatoes, and we had like 4 stacks each of melons and pumpkins. And as you can see, we've got 54 emerald blocks to our name now. And I've even bought myself some lanterns, because we need lanterns for Babylon. So we got our lantern friend. Is it you? No, it was you. No, it's you, sir. No, where are you, mate? There you go. You sell lanterns, but you're locked, which means it must be this fellow here. Yes, you're currently locked out though, so can't buy any more at the minute, but we have got some lanterns already, which means we can now get on with our next project. And our next project, guys, is we are going to start on an iron farm. Yeah, that's right. We're messing with villagers down here. We are now going to go upstairs, and we're going to mess with villagers up there as well. That should be fun. But if we go over to the little temple, we're going to call this the little temple, which eventually will be getting disposed of, and we'll have like a thing. Oh, hello, door, work, thanks. We have this shulker box right here, and in here, we have everything we should need, I say should, but everything we should need to get ourselves an iron farm together. Now, all I've got to do in addition to that is grab myself andesite in the form of slabs, and we'll grab a little bit extra as well. And this and then we can head up on top of our industrial district, which eventually will not look like this, but it's going to look like this for now. And then we've got to do is pick a chunk to put our iron farm in. Now, over here, this kind of breaches the outside edge of the chunks that it's in, although the main farm it is actually... Oh, this is a two-chunk farm, isn't it? That's right, Teddy, you're a moron. Yes, this is a two-chunk farm, so that is in place where it should be. Now, I'm thinking, I have already put in these two chunks over here, and I have nothing to put in them right now. So I think I could do with one of those chunks being filled. That'd be quite a good idea. Or we could fill in one of these chunks over here and make this a bit less deadly. But if I put the iron farm right there, I'm going to be stood right below it and probably won't get anything spawning in. Oh, I do need to fill these chunks in anyway. So I think we're going to do that. We're going to get these chunks filled in. This could be the AFK spot somewhere around here. High. And we're going to use probably one of the chunks over there to get our iron farm in. And I have got a one chunk iron farm design, which will in fact be what I'm using. Check it out on the channel, guys. And I'll come back to you guys once I've got a bit of work done on the iron farm. Alrighty, guys. As you can see behind me, we have got the shell of the farm in place. And I made a small realization about the farm. That is, I need beds. And I don't think I have any wool, so we're going to have to go on a sheep hunt, because we don't have any wool, I don't think. Let's quickly fly down and have a really quick look. Let's not fly down too hard, but let's fly down. Do we have wool, and how much wool do we actually have? Passive drops. We got enough for about 3 beds. We need 20 beds. So we need 17 more beds worth of wool. So this is going to be me going back over to spawn and hunting wool. So that'll be fun. So I suppose I should probably go and do that. I do want a wool farm at some point. I do, but there's nowhere around here that is going to have any kind of wool. So what we're going to have to do is go find a biome that has wool in it so we can get wool. You go away. So yeah, let me cut away. Feeling a bit embarrassed about this, to be fair, because I was excited about building an iron farm. I haven't built this style of iron farm for a little while, and I didn't think about the fact that I need the beds. So I am gonna just skulk off and go find wool. Don't mind me. Alrighty then, guys, so I did a bit of skulking around and I found some sheep, as you can see behind me. I had the realization that over behind the temple, over that way, we have in fact got a swamp biome. Now, you probably can't see it from here because there's a bit of an ocean between me and it, and the render distance is kind of low. But over there is a swamp biome, and in said swamp biome there are sheep. So I got a boat, I got some leads, and I got myself some sheep. So we now have access to sheep, and when we come around to doing the wool farm, eventually we will be able to get these guys bred up, get them multicolored, and make our wool farm, which is beautiful. And we're up to 42 wool already. This is good news. We need 60 wool total to make all of this. Hi, friend. Give me that good stuff. So, literally now it's a little bit of a grind time. Go do a little bit of hanging around waiting for these guys to regrow their coats again. And then we'll get on with the farm. Hopefully, next time I come back to you guys, we'll have a finished farm. You never know. So, after much effort and fighting and waiting for zombie villagers to spawn in, and then killing a couple of nitwits, we finally have done it. We have got our one chunk iron farm in place, and this one is actually my 1.16 farm that I did a tutorial for a little while ago, and it still works absolutely fine, with the minor change that I actually made the trough for the villagers to go into after a bit of testing. Instead of having 2 singular pods here and here, we have now got a trough that's too wide. They can run up and down all they like, and we are getting kitty cats, as you can hear. That one's just gone fry for me, and we are getting plenty of the good stuff as well. This has been going for about 10 minutes, Maybe 15, maybe 15. We've got over a stack of iron already, so we're doing well, guys. We are doing fantastically. And I've had this bad boy running. I've had this thing running while I've been stood here testing this and ironing out the kinks that we've had problems with. And we are doing well on everything else as well. I've grabbed a couple of stacks of gunpowder for our rockets. And I think with this, it is time we are going to turn it into a creeper-only farm. We don't need the rotten flesh because we're getting many from there. We don't need the bones because we got the fish farm down below. And speaking of down below, while I was waiting for the sheep and waiting for night time to get the zombie villagers, which it did take me about 10, 12, 15 nights, I lost count. I've got all the pillars in place. So what we'll do now, we'll quickly turn this farm off because this one is the only one we need to turn off, like so. And we'll drop down... and have a better look at the farm. Not the farm. Babylon. It's not a farm. Well, it is a farm, but it's not. And it's really starting to look pretty cool. Now, obviously, the next thing we got to do is get the next layer started by putting a solid layer of blocks around the outside and then doing the roof for this level, which will be a job we save for next episode, because I'm not going to make time for that one today, guys. It's not going to happen. Most definitely not. I think what I am going to do, guys, I might head back up there and do a little bit of AFKing for a little while, and I'll come back to you guys in a bit. Alrighty, guys, a bit of time's passed. A little bit of AFK time has been succeeded. I did get kicked after a very short amount of time because, I don't know, my laptop turned itself off for some strange reason. But we have got over 4 stacks of iron, nearly 5 stacks of iron, in fact, which is pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty decent. And if we head over here, we also got ourselves quite a decent amount of stuff. We got a decent amount of gunpowder coming through, load of rotten flesh. So yeah, I think this confirms I am going to definitely change this to a creeper-only farm. We don't really need string. This thing does produce a little bit of string, so I might save what I have and just make a string farm. Well, I could make it as a spider still come out of this thing as well as creepers. So I could make it a spider and creeper farm. That could be a good idea. But we don't need the skeletons, we don't need the zombies, and we definitely do not need witches. I did have one problem with witches that decided they didn't want to play ball and they stayed on here, and one of them actually wandered all the way around to my AFK box, which makes me glad I made the AFK box. But it is what it is. You know, the witches don't like to die on impact when they're only 24 blocks from the ground. It's not a big enough drop for them, so they land on here. Sometimes if they take enough damage, they'll die on the magma before they get a fire resistance potion, and sometimes they won't. And sometimes we have to then dispose of them. So yes, that's what it is. Anyway, that is all I have time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you want to check out the tutorial for this farm behind me, I will post a thing in the box, like a link. That's the one. I'll post a link in the box in the top right corner. I'll also drop a link in the description down below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you've really liked it, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye for now.